This is Paul Wexler, and you're listening to No Good Music. You know, I was a Grateful Dead fan, and there's this one show we used to trade from 1970 at Harper College, which is now SUNY Binghamton.
Mhm.
And I thought to myself, if I could get a good copy of this from the Grateful Dead and put it out on Warner Brothers, I could sell millions of it. And so I made a deal. Well, first I went to Mo Austin, and he knew I was a fan of the band. So he says, "You go do it, Paul. I think you can do it," which was very kind and generous of him. And so I met with Big Garcia. They were working on their concert film, and he said, "Wow, Paul, we were trying to figure out how to get the money to finish the record, and now here you are." And I met with Jerry a number of times in the past, and so I made a proposition: give me this tape and we'll release it and I'll give you 70 grand and you can finish it. He said, great. Now, like the fool that I was, as green as grass, I gave him the money without simultaneously the tapes at the same moment. And I never got the tapes. And
Ugh.
I called
Wow.
up their lawyer, this San Francisco lawyer named Hal Cant. And I said, Hal, what the, I don't know if I want to
You can
curse on your
swear.
podcast. I said,
Yeah,
what
you
the
can swear.
heck? And well, I did use a swear word. And he goes, well, you know how they are, Paul. And so I was like, because they were sort of piratical a little bit. And even though hippies think they were all peace and love, they had a lot of edge to what they did and thought, as well as being, the epitome of the hippie band. And so I thought, well, I'm screwed here. I'm screwed. I don't have this money to give back to Mom. What the hell? And then I just started going through the vaults, and I found this Dark Star, this studio Dark Star that no one knew about, and I put what I thought of as the best of the Warner years, and hired Rick Griffin to do the cover. Again, I'd never done any of this before. I had no input from the band or anybody, and I was 23. And I called the record "What a Long Strange Trip It's Been," and the band is still selling it now, 50 years later.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it made 20 million. It sold a million copies initially at $20 a copy. It was a 3 record set. So I made the $70,000 back and then a couple
Mhm.
of extra nickels.
Nice.
Yeah.
And at the time, and I got nothing. Literally, I just got salary, which was very little at the time, for doing this. And I realized that if you don't start like kicking and screaming, you don't get anything.